Hello, hello, hello. I love that intro music. I love it when Cynthia is here to set up the countdown. It's my favorite. But welcome to IHKC Live. My name is Lauren Conaway. I'm founder and CEO of InnovateHER KC. We are a leadership community for women and gender minorities. We serve about 7,000 individuals across the Kansas City metro, and we do so with a lens on inclusion and low barrier to entry. Now, it is March, y'all. And I don't know if you have heard, we've been singing it from the rooftops, but we love Women's History Month around Innovate Her. And so I'm going to actually ask one of my favorite innovators to join me. Welcome, Cynthia Fales. Come on up, Cynthia. Cynthia is the executive director, executive producer of IHKC Live. I was like, wait a minute, that's not right. But Cynthia is also one of the past winners, Entrepreneur of the Year for the Innovator Awards, the founder of Launch Crate Publishing. You do a lot of cool stuff, Cynthia.
I do a lot of things. Yeah.
Like, I know, I'm just going to brush your shoes off a little bit.
Right now, I'm trying to figure out what's happening with the Facebook stream.
I know. I've been looking at it too, and I'm just like, well, I'm just going to keep on going. But we can try to reconnect. But in the meantime, so friends, I wanted to have a conversation around Women's History Month. And I'm going to vamp for a little bit to give Cynthia some time to do her magic on the back end. But I want to express to you how we feel around Women's History Month here at InnovateHER KC. A lot of what we do is service for women. And we believe in women's professional equity. It's one of our foundational values, ethics, beliefs, hopes, dreams, mission, vision, all of those beautiful things. And so we're really, really happy to be here in community with you for Women's History Month. One of the things that we talk about a lot is the fact that identity months don't end, or they shouldn't end at the end of the month. Women are still going to be here in April. Black people are still here, even though it's March. The LGBTQIA community, hey, come July, they are still advocating and activating around the causes and the topics that are important to them. And so I just want to throw out a very quick reminder that just because we set aside these special times doesn't mean that we end the conversations with the ending of the month. These are conversations, acknowledgments, and celebrations that should be happening all year long. Right, Cynthia?
Correct.
Yeah. So I wanted to mention that. And I'm going to ask you, Cynthia, what does Women's History Month mean to you?
Women's History Month to me is a moment to be intentional, to pause, to reflect, to honor the journey of those who've come before us and those who are currently doing the thing right now to set all people up for some really cool stuff in the future.
Yeah. Do you have any women in particular that you look up to, that you're like, that is a perfect example of womanhood to me? Who are your inspirations?
My friends would be my inspirations. My mom would be my inspiration. My aunts would be my inspiration. My grandmothers, all of them to me were great examples of not just how to show up in the world in your femininity, in your womanhood, but also how to bring others along with you on that journey. Your journey, their journey, the combined journey.
Yeah.
I just love that. There was so much community centered around women in my life that I had really great examples to look up to.
Well, and so do you feel like that kind of informed your work? Because one of the big things that you do is you create that professional equity in the publishing space. And that is a difficult thing to achieve. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, especially in America. I get all sorts of raised eyebrows and questions about how on earth we can continue to thrive as a business when we have tipped the scales in favor of creatives, right? So the 60-40 split is 60% is going to the author and the 40% is going back to us as a publishing company, which in America is completely lopsided.
Yeah.
It doesn't align with the capitalistic system that we live in, but who said that's the way it has to be. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Well,
have.
there's this idea around conscious capitalism, social capitalism. Like, how do you create a capitalistic system that is not exploitative to people who have been
Correct.
historically excluded or marginalized? And I
Yeah.
think that that's operating within the system, but it is
Mhm.
transforming the system, that kind of lens. And so, do you feel like
Yeah.
that's kind of what you do?
Absolutely, and very intentionally. It's not been an accident. Everything that I have done throughout my career has been chipping away towards equity in some space or another, whether
Yeah.
that's through education or through publishing or helping people with branding, whatever it is. It's all been through that same lens.
Yeah. It's interesting because I don't think most of my employment history, I don't think I was as intentional as
Hmm.
you have been about kind of chipping away at that. Because for a long time, it wasn't really a part of my paradigm. It wasn't anything that I had to think about, which is, of course, the definition of privilege. But then for a large portion of my career, I was actually transforming systems simply by my existence because I was working in
Hmm.
really male dominated industries, aerospace, IT, automotive, and often was the only woman sitting at these
Yeah.
management tables, leadership tables. And so without realizing it, I was disturbing an environment that was not built for me, right?
Right.
And so that's work. That is mental and emotional labor. But one of the things that impresses me about you is the fact that you set out to do that.
Hmm.
Because I certainly did. I just wanted to do my job and I wanted to do it well. You
Yeah.
know, I liked my job. But that being said, you have always been kind of an example to me of like, this is what it looks like to do this work intentionally.
Mm.
know.
I'm a
So thank
feather
you for
ruffler.
that. What's that?
I'm a feather ruffler.
You are.
Yeah.
And I did your birthday post the other day and I'm just like, everything that you do is a two-pronged approach because you show people how to live and how to be by your example and
Mm.
also by your encouragement. So you're helping people access creativity and leadership that they didn't know they had within them, and you're
Yeah.
doing it on two levels, subconsciously and consciously. That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. um, so
Oh,
let's talk a little
we're
bit.
on Facebook now, by the way, just a heads up.
Yay! Oh, and I see the little eyeballs. I don't know who's watching, but definitely chime in. Hello, friends who are watching. Yeah, by the way, if you are watching on one of our social media channels, feel free to chime in. We want to hear your comments. We want to hear your questions. And right now,
Mhm.
we are talking about Women's History Month. And Women's History Month means a lot to us around Innovate Her KC. You said something really interesting in your answer. You were talking about the people operating today, making
Mhm.
change. And I think that Women's History Month, like the title, it's right there, history. We're talking about those who came before. And that's really important. But one of the things that you're really good at, Cynthia, and I think Innovate Her KC is pretty good at, is we want to shine a light on the people who are making history now. You
Mhm.
know, that is absolutely our paradigm. That is kind of how we view the world. Is there anybody that you would like to elevate? People that doing incredible work. Some of our members, I know. And here's the thing,
Goodness.
disclaimer. If we don't say your name, it's not because we don't love you. It's because,
Right.
mental Rolodex. But I do just want to take a moment and talk a little bit about. So I recently went out to the Maddie Rhodes Cultural Center, their new cultural center.
Mhm.
And they have an exhibit called Mujer, which is Spanish for woman. And it is
Mhm.
a beautiful, gorgeous art installation and art exhibit. They had a fashion show over the weekend with cultural fashions. And it's just a really, really cool spot that will be actually running through the end of the month. So I encourage people to check it out. But I just wanted to give major props to the Maddie Rhodes Cultural Center team. You did an
Mhm.
amazing job curating some really, really fabulous art. Art by Ayala. I was drawn to every single piece of art that she had up there. Like I kept on going like, "Ooh, that's neat," and then I would look and I'd be like, "Oh, yep, art by Ayala, makes sense." So
Yeah.
they're just doing really cool stuff, and I wanted to take a moment to mention that. Cynthia, you got anything cool
There
coming
are
up?
too many. Listen, there's so many. I was over here
I
like, how do I
know.
choose between
By the way, hi,
I
Kelsey.
can't.
I did see that come across. I was talking, but Kelsey, if you know of anything cool happening this month, let's shout it out in the comments. We want to make sure that we are shining a light on some of the amazing work being done in this community.
Listen,
So feel free to share.
today is Tuesday. If you're watching this on the replay, we're talking about something that's going to happen tomorrow and every Wednesday throughout the month of March. And that,
I know what you're going to talk about.
What is it? Say it.
Boss up, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Oh, let's hear more
Oh
about
my
that.
gosh,
What's boss up?
they're doing some amazing sessions with the Black Co. And in their new space, which I haven't been to yet, but I'm so excited to get to go see it soon. But every week they have a new theme and new panelists, and it's just really a good space to corral women with like-minded interests to support each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the energy. So I've gone to at least one session, but they have these sessions every Wednesday, and every one has a different theme. And so
Mm-hmm.
it is women of color sharing of their experience. And I know that like some of their themes is women in nonprofits, and they've done women like civic leadership. And
Mm-hmm.
so everyone is thematic, but they just assemble really brilliant minds and thought leaders to put in front of the crowd. The energy in the room is super welcoming and enthusiastic. Like if you are
Yeah,
looking to be in an affirming space, you're definitely going to want to check it out. Um,
absolutely.
but yeah, so that is, again, it's by the Black Co. The Boss Up series takes place on Wednesdays through the month of March.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to find a start time.
I think
uh,
it's
6.
6 o'clock or 6:30. Is it
Yeah,
6 o'clock?
so 6 to 8.
Mm-hmm.
So the next one is tomorrow. Definitely check it out. There is something, and just see if you're a member of IHKC, you maybe have seen this, but the Beacon is a local news outlet. They focus on longer form investigative journalism, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of like civic journalism and political journalism in the Kansas City area. It is innovator led. So uh, Kelsey, whose last name is escaping me, she was the founder and I believe publisher now, and Stephanie Campbell is an executive director. But they are actually doing a series of community conversations because they want to make sure that they are highlighting the topics that the public wants and needs to hear about. So they are actually having that on Thursday from 5:30 to 7, one of their listening sessions. So definitely look up the Beacon. You can find the information on their calendar, on their website, as well as on social media. But innovator led. I'm just really excited to see that come off. And it looks like, hi, Max. How are you, friend?
Oh,
Hey.
Max, they're
So
part
Max,
of the Beacon's Community Journalism Lab.
dun, 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 dun.
Yay.
But yeah, they've been messaging it pretty hard in the innovator community. Love the work that the Beacon does, and journalism is a path to information, which is a path to empowerment. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely suggest supporting them. So yeah, we've got a lot of really cool stuff happening for Women's History Month. I do want to talk a little bit about some of the exciting things that are going on with IHKC. But before we do that, Cynthia, do you have anything else that you want to talk about, to elevate, to add?
No.
Well, all right.
No.
Excellent. Friends, again, if you are watching, we would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Definitely feel free to share your questions. We are here to just have a really rousing conversation about supporting and championing women.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what Innovator does professionally. It's our job. And so we have a lot going on for Women's History Month. Hold on, let me pull up our events calendar, because Cynthia will tell you I always struggle with this. I am terrible with dates.
Yeah, you don't want to miss anything also.
Yeah, that's right. So we have this IHKC live. Next up, we're going to have March 20th is our next Keystone session. And Cynthia, I'm pretty sure you're sitting on this panel, my friend, but we're going to be talking about women and the innovation mindset. No, I have not plugged the awards yet, Max Sheffield Baird, but thank you for that. So yeah, Keystone Sessions, Women in the Innovation Mindset. Keystone Sessions happen every Wednesday. Once a month, we partner with them to bring innovation content through the women's lens. On the 22nd, we are going to be joining each other for an IHKC social snack. And thanks to Jen Roberts for being such an amazing leader around that event series. But we're going to be at the Nelson Atkins. I did not know this, but they are open until like 9 o'clock at night on Fridays. And we're just going to go and explore some art together. They have an exhibition and they have all kinds of stuff going on. So we'll check it out. And then Thursday, March 28th, the day that will live in infamy, we have brought back the Innovator Awards. For those of you who have not heard of the Innovator Awards, it is our opportunity to celebrate our members, the Women Plus individuals who are creating what we call radical positive change in our communities. So we have had a nomination process, and this afternoon I have to kind of go through and make sure that we have everything organized so our committee can come together and pick the winners. But I love celebrating incredible leaders, and Cynthia.
Yes.
As I mentioned previously, you are one of our former winners, Entrepreneur of the Year in 2021.
I think one. Yeah.
What did I say? Terrible with dates. But can you talk to us a little bit about that? Like how it felt?
Honestly, I felt like there must be a mistake. I just got to be honest, because I know the women.
It just hurt my heart so much.
I know, but I know the amazing women that are in the community, and I was like, there's no way that I won out of all of these women that are in this community doing all of these crazy things. Like, there's no way. It felt like a mistake to me, and
well, that's
I felt
bullshit.
Like an imposter.
But I'm just
telling you how I felt. I felt like an imposter.
I just want you to know that you were feeling.
Yeah, but on the flip side of that, right? When you stand in it and you talk to people who are celebrating you and are so excited, and they're like, yes, you, then it gives you an opportunity to step outside of looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing all the flaws to see how other people see you. And that was really good for me. It was powerful for me. So yeah.
Well, so we're going to be acknowledging yet another round of incredible leaders.
I love it.
I did not mean to minimize or diminish how you're feeling, but just know that we at InnovateHER, me personally, we think that you are magnificent and you are deserving of every accolade, and people should just be like money.
Well, I'll accept them. Money.
I know, right?
Keep creating Thanks, Max.
Yeah, but if good feelings about you were money, you would be a billionaire. So at any rate, we are poised to celebrate some really incredible Women Plus leaders within our community on March 28th. We certainly hope that you can join us at some point, either Cynthia or I. It's usually Cynthia because she's so much better at pulling the levers.
And I was like looking for it.
But at some point, we're going to put that link out there for you.
It's coming.
I can get it. But
keep speaking.
Definitely. Yeah, I know. I'm vamping. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. And I will say, there is a price tag attached to the ticket. And as many of you know, asking for money is not my favorite thing, but I just need to say that, InnovateHER KC, we have a lot of plans. We have a lot of work that we want to do to bridge opportunity gaps for Women Plus leaders. And this is a fundraiser for us. So if you have ever wanted to support InnovateHER KC meaningfully, this would be a really great way to do it, because then we get to celebrate not just the honorees, but we get to add some value to the work that Innovator does and figure out how to keep this going forward so we can continue to do the work that we do to champion Women Plus leaders. So that is my soapbox. I'm off it. But yeah, definitely hope that you can join us. It looks like Cynthia found the link. Thank you, Cynthia. You are so much better than I am. I'm
My
just like,
brain like compartmentalizes everything.
yeah, no, you're so fast. But at any rate, we hope you can join us. So another thing that I want to talk about is Innovator Enhanced memberships. And we recently launched those last week, actually. And really, really excited about it. Again, it's a potential revenue stream for us, but we wanted to make sure that we were adding benefits. Low barrier to entry is one of our foundational ethics. And so I never wanted to take away things that we were already offering to the community. We wanted to add cool stuff, perks and benefits that our members could enjoy that will help accelerate their leadership journeys. And I'm really excited about it. We have thought leadership opportunities to connect, exclusive events, discounts on paid programming, all that kind of stuff. But one of the things that we're introducing, we're calling the InnovateHER Hub. And Cynthia, you've heard a little bit about this, but I'm super, super excited about it because, how do I explain this? So I am actually one of the very few people who sees everything that comes down the pipeline in the Innovator virtual community. I see all of the posts, all of the comments, all of the engagement, and there's a lot of it. It's an extremely active community for those of you who are not members. And it's a really interesting listening device. Like, it kind of helps inform what we do as far as InnovateHER KC, because we see that immediate feedback and we see the requests and we see what people are looking for. And one of my greatest frustrations is seeing women plus leaders who want to activate in their leadership journey, whether they want to advance or ask for the promotion, or if they want to serve on a board, whatever it is, individuals who are looking for those opportunities, organizations and people who are looking to fill those opportunities, and then not being able to connect. Like, it just drives me batty because there are so many missed connection points. And so the InnovateHER Hub, that's what it's intended to be. We ask our members to give us a little bit of information. Tell us what leadership roles you are interested in, whether that's continuing education, running for office or being appointed to office, serving on a nonprofit board, volunteering within the community, finding a mentor, finding a new job, starting a business. These are all leadership roles that our members fill or want to fill. And so we're trying to create connections between the people looking and the people needing, right? So I'm excited about it. And it's very pretty. It took us 2 years to build this damn interface. It nearly killed me at multiple points, but we're ready to deliver. And so we are now offering, every Monday, I'm doing an info session if people want to talk through it, what it looks like. We've got our sisterhood circles and our mentoring circles on the calendar. Like, we're starting to see all of this deploy, and it's so exciting. Are you excited, Cynthia?
Yeah, only because I've seen the back end work and the build up towards it. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to let you all know about that. I hope that you will join us on this journey. I hope that you will help us identify leaders earlier. That's one of the goals. How do we connect people who maybe don't have visibility, but are innovative, brilliant, passionate, ready? These people are ready.
Absolutely.
How do we take them from ready to doing? Right? That's the gap we're trying to bridge. And thank you, Kelly.
Kelly,
I
you're so
also
right.
think it's a great idea. I'm a little biased, but yeah, I hope that you will join us. What else we got? Friends, I can see you commenting. Please continue to do so. Any questions that you might have about what Innovator's up to, what other community groups are up, identify leaders earlier. See, Max gets it. Max gets it. But Max is one of those leaders that we want to identify earlier, like brilliant and so good at what they do.
Yeah.
All right, cool. How can we help you do that better?
Yep.
Or more easily, I guess, not even better.
Yeah. It's just making the natural connections.
Exactly. Because that's what we do at Innovator. I mean, at least that's like 90% of my job is people coming to me and saying, I need a woman or I need a gender minority to do X. And I'm like, cool, here are 6 names. Have fun. That's my job. And now I'm like, all right, how do we make that comprehensive? How do we standardize that so it's not dependent on a human? Because when you make things dependent on a human, things get messed up.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, it broke my heart because I realized, like, somebody had reached out. This was a long time ago. Somebody reached out to me and they were like, I need some names. And I gave them some names. And then I realized every single one of those people was somebody that I had recently had coffee with.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt very guilty because I was like, that is not an equitable, fair system. That is whoever has access to me then gets access to an opportunity. And that's not equitable. It's not just.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that was the goal with the Connect Her Hub. How do we make Lauren's mental Rolodex fair and equitable and not dependent on someone who has knowledge gaps and occasionally has to sleep,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or who you've had coffee with recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this.
Fellow innovator Taylor Burris told me I need to apply to TEDx. You need people around you to think bigger. I like it. You should apply to TEDx for sure. Well, and Taylor Burris is co-leader of the Arts Hub, right? AI Hub. Thank you.
Yeah, I have a mug somewhere around here.
Yeah, an amazing creative co-working space downtown. They do really, really awesome work to bridge gaps as well.
Look at that.
Check it out. We love innovator-owned stuff around here.
Absolutely.
That just actually reminded me, mentioning Taylor, we need to do another meetup at the AI Hub, don't we?
Mm-hmm. We do.
Yolanda, come on, who needs sleep? Me! Sometimes.
You know, it helps.
All right. Well, I don't want to, Cynthia, I know that you have a life to live. You know, we all got jobs.
I do. But I have some questions to ask you before you go.
Yes. Let's hear it.
Yes.
I love your
joy-centered questions to build on that joy that I can see right now. It's already coming.
I don't even know if you can see that. That's my little heart.
Ooh, here's a good one. What part of nature inspires a warm feeling within? We were just talking about this earlier. And this is for those of you that are watching too. Go ahead and answer that in the comments. I'd love to know what that is for you.
All right. So I'm going to answer, and I'm going to tell you that water, I'm a water baby, 100%. Aaron, my husband, is convinced that at some point we're going to have to live on a beach because I vibe with water so much. Like, it could be creek, lake, ocean, doesn't rain. I love rain. Petrichor is my favorite word and my favorite smell.
I love that smell.
Yeah, it's the best. So petrichor is it is the word for the smell of earth after a rain. And like, I love it. It's my favorite smell. So water is like, it makes me calm and reflective and meditative. And I am constantly reminded of it in awe of its power. So water is my happy place. How about you?
I would agree with that. Water is usually where I go to de-stress. Yesterday, I got to go to the water, stand in the wind, and like feel its force against me. And I was standing while the sun was out with my eyes closed and just feeling the warmth on my face and watching the colors change behind my eyelids from like red to orange to yellow and back. And I was just like, this is what I need right now. Yeah.
It's very
so
healing.
Cool. It is.
Well, and I love Kelsey's hearing the wind chimes from my grandma's house. Like that, what a beautiful place memory. You know, because when you hear that, like, it just, everything comes flooding together. That's really beautiful. And it looks like apparently we need to have some kind of water-based getaway for Innovator, because I've got a lot of water babies.
Yeah, you see that?
Hey, Yolanda, see you.
Yeah, I think that needs to happen. Jennifer.
Good.
Oh, Kelly's got something.
Oh, wind. Wind is such a powerful force, and yet sometimes it's so delicate. You know, I love wind.
Yeah.
Did you feel it when you were on the eye?
No.
No? Oh, okay. Cynthia
It was
recently went to London because she's a brave goddess. So we've been talking about this, but okay.
yeah, no, so the enclosure, itself, there were probably 12 of us in there together, which is how big
Gotcha.
the like, it's massive. You can stand up and, like, walk around inside the thing, so we didn't really feel the wind at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm kinda thankful that we didn't. It probably would have freaked me
Would
out
that
because
have added to
it's
like
like
any
400
anxiety?
some feet tall.
Yeah. All right. I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, okay. Well, all
Next
right.
question?
So yes, let's do the next
Oh,
question. What do you got?
what were you thinking? You had something else you were gonna say.
No, 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 no.
Okay.
I'm ready. Bring it on.
Here we
Oh,
go.
what's that?
When you were a child, what did you dream of doing as an adult?
I actually have a very ready answer to this one.
Okay.
Um, I wanted to be a wildlife photographer.
Ooh.
I've always been, I mean, I'm into photography now.
Mhm.
Always have been, love playing around in a dark room. Like I kind of miss that, like someday that's not even going to be a possibility.
Yeah.
But so I've always loved photography and I've always loved nature.
Mhm.
I am not a patient person in general, Cynthia. I think she's like, yeah, fucking yeah, right. Yeah, she's seen it. But I can actually it when I am trying to find a picture, that's actually one of the few times in my life when I am inherently patient.
Mm.
I can sit, for hours waiting for the right shot, and that feel it's a peaceful feeling being patient like
Mhm.
that. And
You
so,
said
oh,
that?
what's that? Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Talk
I
about
love
that
it.
patience, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you
Yeah.
have to get just the right angle, and, like, sometimes you have to
Mhm.
build that trust, like, that
Yep.
benign trust, like, "I'm not here, don't look at me.
Mhm.
I'm not disrupting your environment."
I'm not here to get you.
Yeah. Well, and I like exercising my soul that way,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
find it so easy to do when I am in nature capturing it, right?
Mhm.
So,
You
how
know what
about you?
has helped me to do that with animals is running.
Yeah?
'Cause where I run, there are regularly, like, geese and ducks and squirrels, and they're out doing their thing, and at first, I used to, like, go off the trail and then, like, get back on the trail, trying not to disturb them. And then, like,
Yeah.
now anymore, I'm just like, I'll have a conversation as I'm running, like, "Hey, it's not trying to drive you off of the trail, stay where you are, it's just me, I'm just coming by, stay where you are." And, like, they'll stay where they are, and we'll turn around and just acknowledge each other as I pass them from the
Yeah.
trail, so, yeah. But I think that would probably help me to take more pictures like the one that I just showed you.
That's yeah, that's absolutely you know what? So one of these days, you and I are gonna go out. I'm still learning how to operate my new camera.
Uh-huh.
Hi Chen took me out the other day and like showed me some cool stuff, but I want to do it again.
Yeah.
So you and I are gonna go out and we're just gonna have a creative day where we just take pictures
Ooh,
of
I'm
stuff.
ready. I'm totally
Yeah,
ready.
let's do that.
When
uh,
I was a child, you know what I dreamed of doing?
did you? I was thinking of some smart. I was like, did you want to be president? But I'm like, it doesn't look like the
Absolutely
vibe.
not. No, no.
All right, what did you want to be?
I wanted to have my work in a gallery.
Oh, but you've
Yeah,
had your work in a gallery
when I
now,
was in
haven't
1st
you?
grade. When I was when I was in 1st grade, and then I thought I was grown. Like, yes,
Alright, well,
I have arrived.
but you're an
Um,
illustrator, like, you could absolutely have your work in a gallery.
yeah.
You could.
I mean, it's already happened, so
Yeah, alright. Well,
Max had
that
an
is very
answer
cool.
from the first one that we didn't see.
Okay.
Water reminds them of home, but looking at the mountains fills them with wonder. Oh, yes, I feel that.
Yeah, same.
Mhm. Yep.
Sometimes
And
mountains feel kind
astronaut.
of oh, yeah. Sometimes mountains feel kind of ominous to me, though. I'm like, "You are
Really?
huge and you are so
Yeah,
old."
I love it.
Yeah,
Because I'm always like, "What can you teach me?
yeah. Well, fair
What
enough.
can I learn from you?"
What have you learned? Yeah.
Yeah,
I love the astronaut answer. I think all of us should have been astronauts each in our own way. Cynthia
yeah.
actually surprises me. Cynthia wanted to be a history teacher, which I guess I can see it for sure.
I could
Like,
see it.
yeah,
I could
but
definitely see it.
It's so funny how often, like, the thing that we thought we wanted to be when we were kids, we were like, yeah, we're not even really touching what we wanted
Yeah.
to be. Things
Well,
change.
funny, this is the last question. What
Okay.
sparks your
What?
curiosity now?
I'm gonna make you answer that one first.
No, I'm not ready.
Come on.
What
I always
sparks
answer
my
first.
curiosity? I'm curious about just about everything. Like, I'm curious about how others see the world. I'm curious about the lenses that they have
Yeah.
formed, and what has kind of created the lens, like what experiences they've had that have created the lens that they're looking through.
Yeah.
I'm curious about art and what inspires people to create art, whether that's music, whether like I don't it's just man, I just love like watching people and learning from people. I think that's what makes me most curious.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I should not have followed you because now my answer is gonna seem derivative. But I think that one of the reasons that you and I are friends is that we are both fundamentally curious people, and
Yeah.
that shows up differently for
Mhm.
us. I think you're a little bit more introspective in your
Mhm.
curiosity, I think. I'm very loud in mine. Uh, that's okay.
Mm.
I've made my peace with it. But, you know, I love learning about people, like, people's motivations fascinate
Yeah.
me, like, and
Yeah.
sometimes they're good motivations and sometimes they're bad, but, like,
Yeah.
I always want to explore that, like, what made you do that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, new food, new cultures, new like, I love it all. I am never going to know everything there is to know in this world,
Yeah.
and that is an enthralling thing, but I'm gonna do my damnedest to learn as much as I can, right?
You know what's funny is when I was looking for a place to stay in London, I specifically chose a place that was kind of off the beaten path and in
Yeah,
a regular neighborhood, like hidden in a neighborhood almost, so that I could get to see how people live,
lived.
not
Yeah.
yeah, like I didn't wanna see the touristy
Not how people
version
visited, how
of
people
London. Yeah, like
lived.
how do people live? And I got to
Yeah,
see kids walking to school together. I got to see them being dropped off by their families to corners where they would walk and meet other kids. Like, it was so fascinating, and I loved it. Like,
yeah,
there were markets around the corner. It was so dope. But
yeah.
that's how I'm curious. Like, I love seeing the world like that. And Cynthia said travel
Travel,
is
seeing
something
new
that sparks curiosity for
places.
her. Yeah, I agree.
So, when I was in college, the college that I went to had what they called a May term, which is a truncated, shorter semester, and they encouraged you to study abroad. They encouraged you to
Mhm.
do an internship or something like that. And so I elected study abroad, and I ended up in a program where I was teaching fourth grade students
Mhm.
in Istanbul. And
Nice.
I explicitly chose that because a lot of the programs were in kind of Western European countries and like
Mhm.
in France. And I was like, that sounds really interesting. But I actually want to go someplace where the culture is widely different from what I'm
Yeah.
accustomed to, something that's not quite so Western. So I
Mhm.
started looking at Istanbul, and what was crazy is like I went to see all the sites, I was over there for a while and like I had the opportunity to see all the stuff. But my favorite moments were like my students, it was an honor to bring the American teacher home. And
Mhm.
so like they would bring me home for dinner and like those are my favorite moments. And like sometimes it was jarring, like I went home to students' houses where like they didn't have floors. They had a dirt
Mhm.
floor and like there was
Mhm.
a hole in the ceiling that like that's and the thing is, like, they were so generous and so, like, so happy, and they were just so happy to share everything that they had with you, and it was like,
Yeah.
this is what I wanted to see. Like, how do people like me, but then how do people unlike me experience the world? Uh,
Mhm.
and I mean, that it all comes back to that curiosity piece. Cynthia, it makes you realize America is young in comparison to other countries. We really are. We're
Yeah,
little
we
babies.
really are. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. On the tour, they were talking about a building that was created in the 1600s, and I was just like, "What?
We have no conception of that.
What?"
God, when I went to Puerto Rico, they were like, "This fortress was built in 1100," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah. Yep.
It's crazy.
Cynthia, you're so right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I know those were some really good questions. Oh yeah, did I answer what sparks my curiosity now? Okay, good. Okay. Well, and you answered, I think,
Yeah.
a lot of things. Everything.
Everything.
Well, but you know what really sparks me in general,
What's
Cynthia?
that?
Women's History Month. I'm gonna bring
Yeah,
it back
absolutely.
around. Did you like that?
Let's
Was that
do it.
graceful?
That was great. Should we talk about our sponsor for the
We should, and actually, we do want to take a moment. So, the Ewing Marion Kauffman Foundation, an incredible institution, a multi-billion-dollar foundation that supports education and entrepreneurship globally. And we're very, very lucky to have them right in our backyard. I cannot tell you how many nascent impact organizations have been elevated, funded, championed, are able to do the work that they do because of the Ewing Marion Kauffman Foundation and their founders' vision to support Kansas City. That would be Ewing Marion Kauffman, and their new CEO, her vision to support the community as well. Just a tremendous organization, and now we are one of those organizations that they support, and we're very, very grateful. So thank you to the Ewing Marion Kauffman Foundation for your support of us and the Innovator Awards. Did you? You sure did bust. Oh man, that well done. Cynthia came prepared. Wait, hold on. Here. This is how I'm prepared. You know what I always have within reach of my desk, Cynthia?
No. Oh Lord.
I always have your books within ready reach.
Women championing women. There it is. Right there.
Buy the book. But no, I do just want to take a moment. Thank you for reminding me, Cynthia. Thank you to the Ewing Marion Kauffman Foundation, as they are the presenting sponsors for the Innovator Awards. We hope you can join us on March 28th. We do celebration really, really well. It'll be a good time. I promise you that. Definitely hope that you will consider looking at enhanced memberships. We can share that link here in the comments. But really excited to get the Connect Her Hub rocking and rolling. There are some really valuable tools in there. Mentor matchup. We've got a resource library, an opportunity board, several directories that you can avail yourselves of. And I mean, we just have a lot going on here at InnovateHER KC. And now we need you, our members and our fans and friends and followers to plug in.
Oh, Max said, I can attest to that.
Right. I know. I'm not just bullshitting here. I really mean it. Hey, I know what we do well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Celebrate innovators like Cynthia. That's what we're going to do.
all of the innovators that have been present on this call.
I know. I'm just trying to make you feel as awkward as I possibly can. It's fun for me.
Can you see it? Can you?
Yeah.
It's already awkward
hey,
enough.
Don't make me feel weird about shit on a regular basis. Turnabout is fair play.
Anyway. Visit InnovateHERKC.com so that you can find out more information about how to join, how to get the membership, connect her database. And is there information on there about the awards as well? The calendar is on there.
Yeah, and hold on. Now I have to log in. Stupid logins. I am going to post the link to the Innovator Awards Eventbrite.
It's already in there.
Oh, is it? All right, then what am I linking to? Tell me what I'm doing.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, then never mind. Go to InnovateHERKC.com. You can find information about enhanced memberships. It's under, there's member signups. There's a member portal as well. And then definitely check out the Eventbrite right there. And we would love to have you join us. If you can think of anything else, feel free to share in the comments. We've got a lot of awesome stuff coming up for Women's History Month. If there is anything that we missed, feel free to share it out. But in the meantime, thank you for joining us.
Yay.
Wait, say the thing.
You got to fill it in.
I do?
Yeah. What do you want him to do?
No,
Oh my God.
wait. You do it. You're so good at it. I am terrible at it.
Yo, thanks for sharing some time with us today, whether you watched it live or on the replay. And make sure that you follow us on all things Innovate Her, all the social media channels that you love to be active in. We are also active in. Please make sure that you follow us there. And if you're on YouTube, please subscribe because we love, love, love to make sure that we get so many more conversations like this out to you.
Maybe not quite like this, maybe a little bit more organized on my part, but close.
It works. It works. If
Right.
you're in KC, enjoy the sunny day. Hopefully, the weather is beautiful in some way, shape, or form wherever you are. And we'll catch you the 20th at Keystone. Was that a
Yeah, we
wink
will.
and a gun? Lauren, you
Happy
almost
Women's
made
History Month, y'all. We got to get out of here. It's time.
it. Yeah.
Bye.